Let's take a look a little bit more on this object which I created in QuickSurface. It's quite a complex shape and involves a lot of operations. For example, very briefly, it consists of one extruded surface which will cut this body. Then it has a profile revolved surface which has been created. Then we built here cylinders, trimmed. We performed a lot of trim operations. Also, I would like to point out that here we have also freeform surface. That's why this is a hybrid modeling. So this surface has been approximated with our quad surface. Then we have had some planes here, a complex circular pattern, just which plays the mirror row in this case. Then we mirrored the freeform surface. So we have now this complex solid. And the thing is that we have this information. For example, this cylinder, if I double click, you can see that the radius here is 2.67, etc. So we have all this parametric information. QuickSurface has a technology which is, we call it QSConnect, which currently connects to Solidworks, and it transfers the whole parametric tree in Solidworks together with all the information, and the user can then edit and modify this model in Solidworks in a parametric way. The way we start transferring this in Solidworks is just, of course, starting the Solidworks. The Solidworks version we have tested at the moment is the 2019, although it should work in the earlier version of Solidworks. The transfer between the Solidworks and QuickSurface is actually a process of transferring all the knowledge. I will put the two software on the same screen. Normally, if you have two screens, it will be even easier. So this is a process which is guided, which means that step by step, when you transfer the information into Solidworks, it will be built here. But QuickSurface will guide you and ask you how to improve the stuff, how to make this in the most efficient way. The way we start transferring to Solidworks is just by using the connect to Solidworks command, which is available in the file menu, or you can access it from export to Solidworks. I just put again here my object, and now we can start our process. Before we start, software will ask you whether to map the Z to Y-axis, which means, I'll demonstrate that if our object looks like this, for us in QuickSurface, the bottom plane is actually our XY plane, while it's not the same in SolidWorks. So the Z axis points in this direction. So that's why it's good by default, it's selected, and this will make the object appears in the correct way. But this is optional for the user, so he can do this manually, choose how it should be mapped. The trimming operation is a very complex tool, and that's why sometimes it is possible that SolidWorks may fail to do this. So that's why QuickSurface will check the correctness of the trim surface and will stop if it's needed. The last thing is, if you model a file with the freeform surfaces, they are actually stored on the disk as an IGES file. And then the CAD model will refer to these freeform surfaces as an external IGES file. Unfortunately, we cannot transfer at the moment in this version the logic and the freeform in such a way so it can be manipulated. So this is the only static information which we will pass to SolidWorks. In this example, I need to decide where I want to export. Normally, I will just make a SolidWorks watch. This will be the directory where I will store later my SolidWorks part, and this is you can give a name. By default it's called freeform, and in this IGS file it will save all the freeform surfaces the software has. When all this is set up, the user can press start to begin. When it started for the first time and export the IGS, SolidWorks usually fails because its IGS engine has not been initialized. QUICKSURFACE determines this and gives you a warning about this and what you need to do. This is only happens if you start SolidWorks just for the first time. So I need to go to my directory where I started this, and then I need to open this IGS manually. This is not needed for the whole automation, but it just initializes the engine of SolidWorks, which will actually do the job. So I can close this, don't save, and now we are ready to continue and do the things again. I just have my same information, I can overwrite my file, and then I can press start. So now what you see on the screen is that the freeform surface is being transferred, and QUICKSURFACE actually will generate proper surface from the IGS file which has been imported. As you see on the screen, it started recreating our primitives automatically. It transferred the shapes and gets all the surfaces we created, and now it starts to create a trimming operation. Because we set the trim control in our options so the user can follow what's going on, at every trim operation QUICKSURFACE stops and it gives you some information. For example, in this case it says that surface trim 1 has been created between the plane and the sphere, but it's up to the user to go and review this in SolidWorks. So I can even go here, I can edit the feature and see that it has correctly created my trimming. I'm okay with this, and I can continue. So I can press OK and the software will continue. Now it tries to transfer and trim this plane with the main revolved surface. This is really difficult part, so it has been created between my previous trim surface and the revolved surface. So in this case I need to review this and see that everything is properly created. This is a really complex trimming operation now, which I need to do manually, so I can even just temporarily hide this because I don't need them. I can even, and then I can come and edit the feature. So in this case the visibility here is quite complicated, so I will reset this, clear selection, and instead of removing stuff I'll just select which surfaces I want actually to keep. In this case I want to keep this body, and I need to keep this part, and here it's a really complicated because I need to take my shape here and some of the information at the bottom. So I can always switch the visibility here so I can see if this will generate a solid body, and when I'm happy I just press OK. So as you see now my solid body is much better. I will even put this in a better view so you can see here I managed to reconstruct this. Don't forget to restore your previous surfaces which we hid so they are not visible. So now I'm ready with this, and I tell when I complete I just tell SolidWorks to continue. Now it will try to trim the outer body, and as you see it fails. Again, the QUICKSURFACE determined this automatically, and then it said that it's between the trim surface 1, which is my main body, and the extruded surface. It failed because our engine tried to trim between the extruded surface, but actually it creates it consists of two surfaces. If I see here, so we actually have extruded 1, and then 2 and 3. So then in this case I can manually select the 3 and I can go to trim surface. I can, in this case it's easier, I can just remove what I don't need, and my body looks okay, so I press OK. So what it says now, QUICKSURFACE, that please do this manually, select, and when you finish just make sure that you have a trimmed surface. When I press OK, it will rename, so it puts the same names as they are in our project. I press continue, and it starts creating all other primitives. Again, even if this trim surface is correct here, it still QUICKSURFACE stops and say, okay, I did this between the revolved surface and the cylinder. Please review that the trimming is correct. In this case, I'm okay. I see it's properly created. As you see, it creates all the information as sketches, etc. So let's take a look now where it stopped. It's about the planed 3 and cylinder 1 here, which is my knob here. Yes, I'm okay with this. It will continue. It creates my side trim surfaces. And as you see, it created the trimming, but it's a very weird way, which means that it's not correct. So I can come and edit my shape, and I can see that it's wrong, so I can clear the selection, and then I can just trim this properly. And then I press OK. Always don't forget to press OK and finish your operation before you actually continue with the QUICKSURFACE. You can rotate everything on the screen, but just try to keep the tree in the same way as it is here. So now I can continue. It will try now to trim my parts. So this failed. So let's see what it says. It says trim 5, which is my main body, and trim surface 4, which is this part, and this part they failed. So I can go and do the trimming myself in the easiest way. Here I cannot see which needs to be removed, so I can work with the keep selection. I click this one and this one. I see that this will be removed. I'm happy with this. Press OK. Then I'll continue. Now it will try to trim the other part, which also failed. In this case, which is trim 6 and trim 3. I can go to trimming. Again, I can use the approach of keep selection. Just take this piece and this piece, press OK. Now I can continue. And it created a really complex shape now, which is, you will see now, it created a circular pattern of all my freeform surfaces, created these planes here, and as you see now that it failed. And as it says, we already pre-selected this for you, so this has been selected. So all you need to do is just go to trimming. So my object now is prepared to be trimmed in the correct way. So in this case, I will just start using the approach of keep selection, so it's easier for me, and I can click the main body, and I can click this and this part. Also will take this that needs to remain in Solidworks. On the other side, I just click this. I can take this. In this example, it's good to see that what will happen. If we take a look, because of the trimming, there are some holes here which will be not desired. This will fail, so that's why I need to pick these and these to come to my main model, and also this one and this one, to make sure we take a look. If we see that it's correctly will be removed, yes. I'll just zoom in here and see what's going on here. Also, I will need this part to be kept, and this and this. I can check my result here. Looks good to me, and I press OK. So far we build our solid to this stage. Here we have also 2 more fillets that will be applied. So after we finish with the trimming properly, as it says, please build your trim, I've created my trim, which is correct, and then I press OK. Now it will work on the fillet surface. The way it works, it actually tries to map our fillet edges which we applied and find the same edge in Solidworks, so can apply correctly the fillet. This can also be a lengthy process, but you need to be patient about this or have a powerful machine. And finally it works now for the last fillet, fillet number 1, and this is our final result. At this moment I would like to point out that if we explore the object in Solidworks, the result is actually a surface body. This means that if we try later to do some features on them or apply some Boolean operation, this will not work. So what QUICKSURFACE allows us is to help us to build a solid body. Depending on what you transfer, you may need to do this step or not. In this case, I have a solid body, so definitely I want to convert this into a solid body. The way it works is that QUICKSURFACE will select all the faces and will help us to do this. So do you want to select all the faces in Solidworks? We say yes. So what QUICKSURFACE does using communications with Solidworks is pre-select all the faces of our surface body. When it's done, it stops and gives you a prompt that all the surfaces can be selected, and you need to use the knit surface command in Solidworks, which takes all the pre-selected faces, and make sure you create the solid. You just check create a solid. Now when you're ready, you just press done. If we take a look now, our surfaces has been converted into a solid, and to check this we just go to the solid bodies option and we see that physically we have our surface body ready. And if we forget to do this or something fails, you can press no, so the QUICKSURFACE again selects all the faces, and then you can do the knit surface again until you're happy. In this case, I successfully managed to transfer my model, and then I can press yes to continue. QUICKSURFACE completed its job and the object is transferred. So, as just to mention that if I put the object in Solidworks in isometric view, and if we put this in our isometric view, they don't match the same, but this is just to explain what I meant with the map y to z. As you see here, the z-axis of this coordinate system is upward, while in Solidworks, actually, this is the y-axis, which is pointing up. So, as I said, this is my fully parametric model, and how to prove this. I can just take a cylinder, which is this one. I can take a look at the sketch, which has generated my cylinder. I can edit the sketch using the standard Solidworks approach. I can insert smart dimension now here. As you see, my diameter is 5360. I can make it rounded to 5.3. I can apply. I can press down, and the whole model will be rebuilt. So this is all the parameters tree we transferred. Everything is editable here with every sketch and reference to major planes and the way we build it in the parametric way. I hope this video was useful for you, and thank you for watching.